Hey y'all, I know that's a little fish, but did you see how he spit that hook? That was just the first of a bunch this day. Check this out. Now this one, I did the hook set, and he comes off right here, and I thought, well, maybe he was coming at me, and I didn't set the hook hard enough. And I got to looking at this worm, and the hook didn't even pierce the worm. All right, now here's the one difference for that day of fishing. Right here on the right, the gamakatsu is usually the hook that I use quite a bit, and it's a 2/0. You can see it right there. Then over here, I recently bought this whole pack at Bass Pro Shop. Yeah, this Magna O'Shaughnessy, and it's also a 2/0. These things look identical, but I was fishing this Magna when I was losing these fish. As far as I can tell, these things look about identical. So I'm not sure. Y'all tell me what you think. I've been a big fan of these gamakatsus, but the price was right on these Magnas. But is any price right if you're going to lose fish? I don't know. Let me know. Now I got this Gary Yamamoto Senko rigged Texas style. You see, there's the hook set, and I'm thinking I'm going to do this again, make sure I got him. Well, he jumps, spits the hook. When I bring that hook in with that Senko, I see that that hook has not penetrated the skin on that Senko. So I'm thinking, next time I'm going to barely hook the point of that hook in that Senko and see if maybe that's the issue. Maybe I'm rigging too deep with the hook point. Now, when I say rigging too deep with the hook point, this is what I'm talking about. So rigging it Texas style, you put the hook right through the top of the worm, just enough so that that portion of the worm you've just hooked slides up over the bent shank where the line ties. And you'll see here in just a second when I get my fingers out of the way. Well, where that hook comes out, you want to just barely dig the tip of that hook into the bait. That keeps it from hanging up on anything. But when a fish strikes and you go to set the hook usually pops right through the soft plastic of the worm. Now there's me, I've moved the hook off to the side a little bit, just a shallow hook on the Senko. Sometimes that works better than the top. That's a pretty deep hook set. It's harder to set the hook this way, but good for bottoms that have a lot of structure and trees and brush and garbage. All right, here we go. I got a good hook set on that one. Even another tug, and I'm bringing him in, and I'm taking it real slow right here. I don't want to just pull that hook out of its mouth thinking, well, I've already lost these other fish with that hook spit. And as you see, when I finally do bring it in, this is a pretty good hook set. In fact, as you'll see, the hook set is so good right between the eyes that I can't get it out with my fingers. So I'm thinking, hey, I have remedied my problem. Whatever I was doing rig wise, go ahead or putting that hook tip just a little bit shallower in the Texas rig on that worm seems to have done the trick. But that's going to prove wrong real quick here. All right, now I paddled the kayak over, changed my position. I cast out there by that structure you see coming off the bank, and immediately get a nice strike. And I give him a double, and I'm like, you know what? Let's go a third hook set. Hey, I'm celebrating. I've got this figured out. I got a nice fish coming in here, little pound and a half, 2 pounder, and just taking my time. No worries. What? Again? How did that happen? So I'm still working that structure over there, and just slowly bouncing that Senko across the bottom, and wham, I get a good strike. Hey, good looking fish. Those were two good hook sets right there. The first one felt good. The second one was just a come on to me and make sure I've got it. And I did hear my drag spin a little bit on that first hook set. So I reached down and tightened the drag just a little bit, but what? Wait, again? They spit the hook again? All right. Well, I'm cutting this hook off and I'm going to re-rig and we're going to try this again. This is crazy. And there's me reaching down, grabbing a new Magna. A Magna O'Shaughnessy. Now the hook gives me a little trouble coming out of the bag because it hooks on everything else. So obviously the hook hooks. Here's a couple fish that I've caught in this reservoir before. This is a pretty good little fishery right in central Texas. It's in Round Rock, Cedar Park, Austin, Texas area. So there's some big fish in here, so you don't want to be losing them. Here are a couple little dinks that I caught pretty quick. It seemed to me that the hook was in there pretty decent. Had to give it a few good tugs with the fingers to get it to come loose. Sent him back on his way. And other side of that post, I picked up another one, brought him in, and wasn't real gentle about the whole thing. Just drug him up on there. Came in there quick. Hook came out relatively easy, but still, it seemed like the barbs were doing their trick. So maybe I solved this. All right, y'all, watch where I just cast that Senko and just kind of follow along as I work that Senko back towards me. Keep an eye on that water up there. You're going to see the water boil on the strike. That was neat. That was real neat. That felt like a great hook set. Started reeling them in. I was like, this is a pretty decent little fish. So, nice jump, and I didn't lose him. As you'd seen earlier, every time they seemed to leave the water today, I was losing them. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm going to allow myself a little celebratory thumbs up. And this guy had some energy. He wasn't willing to just come on into the kayak. And of course, in my mind, I'm thinking, don't spit the hook. Don't spit the hook. Now, as he comes up here, I see a bit of a difference in the actual hook set. This one is a great hook set. It's right between the eyes and right out the top of his mouth. Come on, fella. Come on in. There you go. Don't spit it. Okay, I was a little bit happy now. See where that hook set is? All right. So that went well. This was a good fish for the sun to set on and for me to head in. I never did figure out exactly what was causing me to lose those hooks, to lose those hook sets. So y'all comment, let me know what you think, suggestions. We'll see if we can figure this out and offer some advice, share some advice with each other. So I appreciate y'all watching Third Coast Cowboy TV. Swing on by thirdcoastcowboy.com and check out some of my music. And please subscribe. Let me know your thoughts and ideas. And y'all take care. Yeah, baby.